It's the minor league pregame show, and I'm Matt Vasgersian. The guys and I are getting you ready for Pacific. Have a look at our Tops Player Spotlight. Babe Bruce is our focus, and what a dominant performance he put together in his last start. He had opposing batters off balance throughout and racked up a boatload of strikeouts.
Yeah, he just looked like he was really in control out there.
MLB The Show's tour of the minor leagues continues as we make a stop in the 16-team Pacific Coast League. Today we've got a good matchup in store between the Tacoma Rainiers and the Sacramento River Cats. And as we draw ever closer to first pitch here this afternoon, let's get a look at today's starting lineups. And let's not forget our two starting pitchers as you see how they match up for this one. Robbie Mason will step to the plate now as we're ready to get this one underway. First pitch of the ball game is swung on and missed, and that's how we'll get things started this afternoon. Off the plate and in, hits a ball and a strike. Our temperature a very comfortable 72 degrees as we get things started. Now here's a sharply hit ball back up the middle. It's going to find its way into center field, and the leadoff man is aboard to start the afternoon. And now this is thrown wildly, just getting it into the infield. Alexi Ortega will stand in, back in the lineup after getting the night off yesterday. And that misses, ball one. And this one's down the middle, a ball and a strike.
Already hitting 98 miles an hour here in the first inning. He's one of the hardest throwers that these guys will see all year long.
And he's a little too high with that one. 2 balls and a strike. Here's a ball swung on and lofted in the air out toward right center. Rodriguez will settle under it to make the play for the first out, as the runner will have to head back to first. Rich Anderson will get his first opportunity now. Runner still at first with one away. And a fastball's in there for strike one.
Just no chance to pull the trigger on that one. It just got on him too fast.
And this ball's heading for the seats down the right side as the count will move to 0-2 now. That misses, 1-2.
This guy's not hitting over 300 by accident. He's got a very good knowledge of the strike zone, and he knows when to lay off.
And a ball popped foul to the right side, out of play. On the ground to short, this could be 2. The second for 1. On to Barton, not in time as they just get the 1. Ken Yamaguchi will dig in now. He's got that average up over 330 to begin the ball game. Now here's the first pitch. And he'll try to crowd him there to start the at-bat. It's 1-0. And he won't bite at that one either. It's 2-0.
And now with a 2-0 count, both pitches have been in. This might be where you say.
Meanwhile here, a stolen base attempt is not going to work out as they put the tag on him. Ken Yamaguchi leads things off now in the top half of the second. First pitch to him. Oh, and he gets the fastball on the first pitch and shoots it into center field for a leadoff single. Franklin McNamara will stand in, getting the start here despite being out of the lineup last night. In there, strike one. And this is lined into center field now, so something brewing here. Back-to-back hits to start the frame. And the runner holds at second, so they're at first and second now with nobody out. Miles Leggett will stand in now, hoping to turn things around here. You can see just 1 hit in his past 4 ball games. Outside target here, and he hits it for strike 1. Knuckleball gets away that time. And he's going to make it up to third here as he advances on the wild pitch. No contact there, and it's 1-2.
And sometimes you got to cut down a little stride against a guy who's throwing this hard. Either you take that leg kick completely out of the equation, or you get it started just a little bit quicker.
And he got him. Jesus Sucre will be the batter. Late on the fastball there as this one skied out towards straightaway right. Catch is made here in right, and here comes the runner from third. And there's a first step in the comeback. The sac fly makes this a 4-1 ball game. Andres Lopez will stand in here for the first time, looking to pick up that runner from second with 2 away here. And he catches the inside corner for a called strike. 0-1. Oh, and he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike 2. Very difficult to get on top of a pitch when it's coming in that high.
Darn near impossible when it's coming at you in the high 90s. You just can't get your hands up there fast enough to stay on top.
To 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
And the hope was that he would have chased one of those pitches.
And we'll have to leave it there as this is strike 3, and that will retire the side. So a run on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. On now to the bottom of the second. Sacramento leads this one 4-1. Darius Funk will step in here to start their half of the third with the top of the order to follow. Now a fastball to start the third. That misses. It's ball 1. 1-0 pitch is his slider. Swung on and missed. 1-1. And he'll just fight this one off as it's chopped foul. 1-2 pitch is a slider that misses. 2-2. Hit hard to the right, but foul. Now the fastball is right by him as he swings and misses for the first out of the inning.
Well, when you have the kind of fastball he does, you almost don't have to worry about location. I mean, that thing's tough to hit wherever you put it.
Robbie Mason will dig in here. He singled to open up the ball game. Here's the first pitch to him. In there, no balls and a strike. And this misses the outside corner, so it's knotted up at 1-1. Sharply hit, but foul past Barton over at first.
He's at 1 now. All right, come on now. One time, let it fly.
And this is fouled back and out of play. And he just manages to stay alive here as he fights this one foul. And a tough pitch on 2 strikes as he's able to foul it off. 4-1's our score here in inning number 3. And you can tell he wanted to hold off, but he swings through the inside pitch anyway, and he becomes out number 2.
You want to talk about throwing a fastball in a guy's kitchen? He came in, sat down, had a cup of coffee with him. You aren't going to tie a guy up any better than that.
Alexi Ortega will stand in here hoping to at least put a ball in play here this inning. Now the first pitch. And a high strike to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1.
And even with 2 outs, this is a team that can still put something together here, especially in this part of the lineup, so you can't let your guard down.
Swing and a bouncing ball to third. Throw on to Barton at first takes care of him, and the side is retired. Nothing doing here this half. We'll move on to the bottom of inning number 3. The River Cats lead it 4-1. Rich Anderson will stand in now to get us going here in the 4th. And he gets ahead here with the fastball, strike one.
Yeah, no mistake about that one. That one's right there.
And this will be fouled away. Swing and a miss on the slider, and that's out number one.
Yeah, and there's sometimes where you characterize a pitch as a sweeping slider, but this one does not fall into that category. I mean, this is a nasty little break at the end. Tough to do anything with that.
Ken Yamaguchi will stride in again. He singled and later scored his first time. Watches a fastball right there for strike one. And this is going to be a foul ball. Oh, and he struck him out as well, so he's carving right through the heart of this lineup as there are two away now.
Pretty stress-free inning so far. 2 batters, 6 pitches, and 2 strikeouts.
Franklin McNamara will stand in. A base hit his first time around. And the first pitch here is pulled on the ground to third. Throw goes to Barton at first, and it's in time to retire the side. So they go quietly here in this half inning. To the bottom of inning number 4 we go. Sacramento leads this one 5-1. Miles Leggett will make his way towards the box to lead off the 5th. Oh, had him chopping at that one. It's 0-1.
Well, this pitching staff has done a pretty darn good job against him in this series.
And this is fouled back and out of play. Can't get him to chase. It's 1-2.
He's going to find out quickly. Guys are even more selective up here at AAA.
And a good take there. Close, but it's 2-2.
And again, they try to take him down in the strike zone just to see if he'll go after that pitch below the knees. But with 2 strikes, he's been able to lay off that thing now twice in a row.
Not only has he rung up a lot of strikeouts, but he still hasn't walked a batter to this point. So his control has been really, really spot on so far.
Jesus Sucre will dig in. He drove in a run with the sacrifice fly his first time. And he swings through a fastball and doesn't catch up with it. It's 0-1.
100 miles an hour is hard. A high 100, impossible to get on top of.
It's a 5-1 game here in inning number 5. He looks like he's toying with him here. It's 0-2.
Boy, he is putting on a clinic out there right now. These guys don't know what to look for.
And he'll try and tempt him with one in the dirt, but he'll hold back here. It's 1-2.
And now, as a hitter, 1-2, you've got to be thinking right center field. He'll take a little swing out and try to drive something the other way.
Now here's a swing and a little bouncer out to the left of the mound. Throw just in time, and oh, that was awfully close. Andres Lopez will try it again. Set down on strikes his first time. Right there for strike one. 2 out, nobody on. Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Oh, that's wrong. I'm so wrong.
No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
And if you're going to go after that pitch, you got to be thinking right field. I think he just...
And we'll have to leave it there as this is strike 3, and that will retire the side. So they go down without a whimper here. Home half of the 5th coming up. The River Cats lead it 5-1. Darius Funk will come in now to begin their half of the sixth, and it's been a struggle for them so far. Just 3 hits through the first 5 innings.
And that's certainly not going to be enough to get the job done. And as the scoreboard bears out, if they want to get back in this game, I think this is the inning that it needs to start happening.
Now he'll step off and rethink this. Fastball, and that thing's a blur up there, folks. 1-1. And here's a slider for a called strike, and he's behind 1-2 now. I'll tell you, he's been living on that corner all afternoon.
And you can tell, guys at the plate, they're starting to get frustrated. He just hasn't made many mistakes at all, and when he has, they've been out of the zone.
And he rings up another one, make it 9 strikeouts for him in the game.
And you know, when you've got a 4-run lead on the mound, get ahead in the count, then make them fish for something. I mean, that's just classic pitching strategy right there.
Robbie Mason will stand in now. He's singled and struck out in 2 trips. And he takes ball 1. And maybe a little frustrated on the mound here as the fastball misses for ball 2 now.
2 really close pitches to kick off this at-bat. Normally this guy would be all over him, but he's shown some discipline here with 2 good takes.
And this one's hit on the ground, but foul. And he lays off, so it's full now, 3-2. We're in the 6th inning now of a 5-1 ball game. Now a swing, and he just fouls this one away. And he struck him out. So double digits now, 10 strikeouts for him thus far.
Well, not only is that 10 strikeouts now, but I'll tell you what, we've still got a few innings to go here. If he keeps throwing the way he is, he can make that number really interesting by the time this one's through.
Alexi Ortega will try it again. 0 for 2 with a fly out and a ground ball thus far. And here's a fastball called for strike 1. For that man right there, you need look back only to his last start to see a performance like the one he's shown here so far.
And well on his way to another great outing. And that's what you get when you mix.
And we'll have to leave it there as the play is made here to end the inning. Pretty painless half of the inning all told. On to the bottom of inning number 6. Sacramento leads this one 5-1. Rich Anderson will stand in for the 3rd time now, still without a hit, so that streak could be in a bit of jeopardy.
And I think that's in the back of his mind, but it's not something he's really focused on. He just wants to get up there and put a good swing on the ball.
First pitch of the inning is taken low and away for a ball. It's 1-0.
Well, we've talked about all the strikeouts. The only side effect is right there, though. He's run up a pretty high pitch count now.
And this is going to be a foul ball. Now a check swing, but he does manage to hold up in time, ball 3.
It looked like he was going to try to go the other way with that thing, but a wise idea there to try to hold up.
And that swung on and fouled straight back. And he struck him out. And there's strikeout number 11 in the ball game.
And I'll tell you, I like the way he's handling himself out there. Going after guys, he's working ahead in the count, he's keeping the ball around the plate. All the things you want to see in a young pitcher.
Ken Yamaguchi will step in, 1 for 2 in the ball game. A fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1, 1-0.
And even though he's pitching well, this is a part of the order that he's really got to worry about. They can turn a good outing into a bad one pretty darn quickly.
Now a fastball that just misses here as the count moves to 2-1.
Well, one thing we've seen from this guy on the mound so far, when he makes bad pitches, they typically miss out of the strike zone. They don't miss in the zone where they can be crushed.
And this one is over, and he works the count back to 2-2.
Yeah, he's definitely still bringing it. It's the 7th inning, and we're still hearing the catcher's mitt snapping all the way up here.
Making him work here as the knuckleball misses to run the count full.
Keep in mind now, the longer this at-bat goes, the higher the likelihood that this becomes his last inning out there.
He's just rolling right now, and even dozen strikeouts for him in the ballgame.
He's making quick work of the middle of this lineup. Back-to-back strikeouts against their number 3 and 4 hitters.
Franklin McNamara will dig in here. 1 for 2. He's singled and grounded out so far. Just does manage to get a piece there as this is bounced foul. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Good hard slider there, but it runs away. It's a ball and a strike. Now here's a ball hit sharply toward the right side. And some trouble now in right field.
Yeah, and about the only drawback you have to having so many strikeouts is that it really runs that pitch count up. And you can see on the graphic right here that total's starting to get up there now, so he may be getting just a little bit tired.
Miles Leggett is at the plate now as he looks at strike 1. And a good spot for that pitch is it's chopped foul. A runner on first with 2 away. Good job of holding up on the low ball there, and it's 1-2.
That's a pitch that served him well down at Double-A, but he's going to need to get better command.
And we'll have to leave it there as the play is made here to end the inning. So no runs here on a base hit, no errors, and 1 man left aboard. 7th inning stretch time here at the ballpark. The River Cats lead it 8-1. Jesus Sucre will stand in to start out their half of the 8th with that starter still out there, and he's definitely been a tough nut to crack.
No, he's been dominant all game long, and I think part of it is that he got himself a nice lead early on, and that's allowed him to not really worry about making a mistake. He's been free and easy the whole way through.
And he looks at a slider in there, 1-1. Right there at the belt, 1-2 now.
Yeah, and that fastball still got some life to it, even over 100 pitches.
And he'll lay off the curveball that's in the dirt that time, and it's back to even now at 2-2.
If he would have swung at that, he would have never heard the end of it. Got him.
As he just continues to mow down these hitters. 13 strikeouts now. Andres Lopez will dig in now, hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. And he just keeps rolling along as he starts another batter out with strike 1.
And this is part of the reason why he's staring a hat trick right in the face. He just hasn't been able to recognize these pitches that are well out of the zone.
Right by him here, and he's set up for another strikeout here, the count to 0-2.
If I didn't know any better, I'd think this was his first inning out there. He's still throwing the ball with a lot of velocity.
And he struck him out. And there's the hat trick, as that's his 3rd strikeout of the ballgame. Darius Funk will stand in now with 2 away, needing to really get something started here.
And their chances of getting back into this ball game are growing dimmer by the batter.
First pitch here misses wide, 1-0. I know we have a tendency in the media to get hung up on pitch counts, but this is a legitimate workload he's sweated through so far.
Yeah, anytime you get up around that 110 mark, you put in a full shift, and he's fast approaching it here.
And they'll turn to the slider here, and it just misses. 2-1 now. And this one's low here, so the count swells to 3-1. And with 2 away here, this is not the time to lose the strike zone.
Especially not to a number 9 hitter. The last thing you want to do is turn this lineup over and give these guys a shot.
And we'll have to leave it there as this is strike 3, and that will retire the side. 3 up, 3 down. Robbie Mason will start it off here in their half of the 9th, and no sign of a reliever. They're going to let him try to finish this one off.
Well, he's been brilliant so far, so why not see if he can take it the distance? It just doesn't happen these days very often.
Now a swing and a miss, and I don't think he was expecting a pitch inside. It's 1-1.
That got in his kitchen big time right there.
And there's ball 2 now.
Hey, plays that one now. Come on now, rip.
Pitch swung on and hit in the air toward the line and right. Rodriguez is over to his left as he snags this one for the first out of the inning. 2 outs away from a victory here that you'd have to say will be a rather convincing one.
And you know, Matt, in every phase of the game, hitting, pitching, defense, it all favors the home side here. Top to bottom, they've been the better team.
Hit on the ground towards first. And Barton will just do the job himself. 3 unassisted for the putout. Rich Anderson will stand in now, and he's been kept quiet out of the number 3 hole, hitless in his 3 at-bats so far. Here's a slider to start things out, looked at for ball 1. Off the plate again, and it's 2-0.
2 times here they've gone away, both pretty easy takes. And as a hitter, now I'm thinking it might be time they try to bust something inside.
Outside with that delivery, and it's 3-0 now. And a good comeback there. It's 3-1. 2 out, nobody on. And there's a called strike 2 as now they're down to their final strike this afternoon.
Yeah, and he's trying to make sure that he...
And he gets strike 3 called to end it here, and with that, this one is over.
Well, we talked about how they needed a good outing out of this guy, and he gave them that and even more, finishing off the complete game victory.
One more look at the final line score there to see the great pitching performance that led his guys to the victory. Well, you always hope to get a good outing from your starting pitcher, but this man went above and beyond in this one. He's our top player of the game.
Yeah, really a dominating performance out there. Look at all the strikeouts. I mean, they just couldn't touch him.
So that's a wrap here this afternoon. For EK, Psycho, and the rest of our crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, log on to theshownation.com. The River Cats come out on top 10-1. So long, everybody.